Welcome to episode 18 of Lachie Does Footy. First, we'll be doing the usual. We are going to be taking a look at round 17, the tipping after round 17, the ladder after round 17, and in between the ladder and prediction, we've got a coach sacking to report. Collingwood versus Essendon at the MCG. Somebody call the police! The Collingwood Chip Fraud Squad's at it again! They lost by 12 points against Essendon. Jack Crisp kicked 3 goals in the first 3 minutes of the game. First quarter, he looked really good early. Collingwood looked really good early to Essendon, came back and won it. Kyle Langford, 2 goals. To Peter Wright, 2 goals as well for Essendon. Harvey Harrison, Jeremy Howe and Nathan Kruger, 2 each for the Pies. John Caldwell with 130 points on AFL Fantasy, 30 disposals and a goal. Still Sidebottom hasn't aged at all, 34 possessions and 128 on Fantasy. Scott Pendlebury hasn't aged at all either. Zach Merritt, another good game, 30 disposals and a goal. And there's not much to report here about Collingwood. North Melbourne versus Gold Coast at Marvel Stadium. This is the first time the Roos are off the bottom since round 4. They won by 4 points against the Gold Coast. Nick Lachie, 3 goals. And Brent Teakle, 2 goals and 4 touches up forward. Ben Long and Sam Day kicked 2 goals each for the Gold Coast. Harry Sheasel, 35 touches. 10 clearances and a goal in the midfield for the Roos. Colby McKercher, 27 kicks and 37 touches down back. Is he looking like the new Glenn Archer? As for Tristan Sherry, 35 headouts and 17 touches and a goal. It's looking great for North Melbourne, finally off the bottom. As for the Gold Coast, surely Virgin Airlines can take better care of them. Port Adelaide versus the Western Bulldogs at Adelaide Oval. Oh man, Port Adelaide have killed them. They won by 48 points. Mitch Georgiadis kicked 5 goals up 4 for the Power. Jason Horne-Francis, 3 goals and 20 touches. Connor Rosie looked really good in his return, 36 touches and a goal. Zach Butters, 33 touches and a goal. He had some arguments with Coach Ken Higley later in the game after being subbed off. Jordan Sweet had 42 headouts in the ruck. Port Adelaide, it's a good character win for them. Is Ken Hinkley crying now? As for the Western Bulldogs, we all know they're inconsistent. Geelong versus Hawthorn at GMHBA Stadium. This is the first time the teams have played each other in front of fans there since round 3, 2006, and first time the two teams played there since COVID in 2020. Geelong won by 51 points. Jeremy Cameron, 4 goals, 4. He could have had 8. Brad Close, 4 goals, 4. Shannon Neal could have had 4 goals. He got 2 goals, 2. Sam DeConning, 2 goals, and Gary Ryan, 2 goals. Tom Stewart, 26 touches and 10 and 11 marks in the midfield. Sean Mannay, 20 touches, 14 tackles, and he kicked 6 in the VFL last week. Dylan Moore, however, 2 goals, 1 and 26 touches. Geelong, well, their season's starting to get back on track. As for Hawthorn, their late lunch for the finals is only getting difficult. GWS versus Carlton at Giant Stadium. Oh, man. Is this like a movie on the Gold Coast type of game? Carlton were up by 39 points in the first quarter and then 2 points at halftime, and then GWS ran away with the win by 12 points. Kieran Briggs had 22 disposals, 40 hitouts and 10 clearances in the ruck. Jesse Hogan, 5 goals. Harry Mackay, 5 goals. Zach Williams, 3 goals. And 5 players kicked 2 goals each for both sides. Tom DeConing, 19 headouts, 11 clearances and 24 touches in the ruck. As for Paddy Cripps, he's had 33 touches and 2 goals. GWS, there's a great statement win for them beating second place. As for Carlton, they're still second, but they're starting to show signs of fraud. Fremantle versus Richmond at Optus Stadium. The Dockers got up by 51 points. Josh Tracy, 5 goals up forward. Shea Bolton, he looked really good in his Fremantle audition. 4 goals, 3. He could have had 7. Well, 3 other players kicked 2 goals. Frederick Young and Walters for Freo. Toby Nankervis is the only Richmond player to play really good this game. 36 headouts and 26 touches in the ruck. Andrew Brayshaw, 35 touches and a goal in the midfield. Fremantle, it was a great win for them. They're still in touch with second and potentially first. As for Richmond, well, they're on bottom of the ladder for the first time since 30 Seconds to Mars was on the charts. Melbourne versus West Coast. For the rest of the episode, we're introducing our second special guest for the show, Josh Underwood.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. Melbourne versus West Coast at the MCG. It was a great win for Melbourne, 58, 4 points.
Yeah, it was. Eagles didn't do anything that much, but it was a good win for Melbourne to boost their fouls chances.
Jacob Van Rooyen kicked 4 goals, 4. He could have had 8 that match.
Yeah, could have.
Oscar Allen, 4 goals, 3 for the Eagles. He could have had 7. He's probably their only best player that match.
Other than Jake Warman and Harley Reid, yeah, pretty much.
As for Trent Rivers, he had a great role in the midfield, 29 disposals and 7 clearances.
Yep, he did. He had a good game.
That was the game that caused West Coast to get rid of their boss of Fulton Hogan, Adam Simpson.
Yeah, it's very hard for the coach to deal with that. All the heat, all the drama. And so, yeah.
St Kilda versus Sydney at Marvel Stadium. Well, Sydney led by as many as 41 points at one stage, and then Saints came back to win by 2 points.
Yeah, it was a incredible comeback from St Kilda to win, because I didn't expect St Kilda to win that game, as Sydney were the favourites to win that game.
For the goal kickers that game, Jack Higgins kicked 3 goals, 1 for the Saints. Logan McDonald and Isaac Heaney 2 each, and Chad Warner also 2 for the Swannies. Cooper Sharman and Ryan Marshall kicked 2 goals for the Saints.
And now Isaac Heaney is still getting challenging for the tribunal again, because the other one wasn't good, but he's still doing it again, trying to get the match ban off.
For the players for stats, Callum Wilkie, he's had 26 touches and 14 marks, and possibly a midfield role for him.
Yeah, it'll be very different for him, but he's still a good defender. Still part of a good game, solid game as well.
Jack Steele had another solid game, 28 disposals, but he had 7 tackles and 18 handballs. Brisbane versus Adelaide at the Gabba. The Crows, they fought well to the whole game, but they lacked the end product, which the Brisbane Lions got up by 11 points.
Well, of course, couldn't start Lachie Neal and Josh Dunkley right in the midfield with them, combined for 4 goals against the Crows.
Ben Keys, however, kicked 4 goals and 14 touches up forward in his new role.
It'll be very interesting that Isaac making for 4 games from a bump to Savovich in the first quarter.
Now we move on to the tipping for round 17. Collingwood and Essendon, I picked the Magpies. Bombers got it done. North Melbourne and Gold Coast, I just picked the team that was allergic to flying. The Roos got up by 4 points. Port and the Dogs, I picked the Bulldogs, but Port got up by 48 points. Cats and the Hawks, I got the Cats, and they got it done. GWS and Carlton, I picked the Blues. Giants got it done. Freo and Richmond, I picked the Dockers. They got it done easily. Melbourne and West Coast, Demons, yep, coach was gone. St Kilda and Sydney, oh dear, I picked the Swans by 55 points. Saints won by 2 points. Brisbane and the Crows, I picked the Brisbane Lions, and they got it done. Total score for the week, 4 out of 9. Season, 79 out of 144. Now we move on to the ladder after round 17. Well, this is a shock. There is no movement at all in the top 5. They're just on park. First on the ladder, we got the Sydney Swans. They've lost 2 games in a row. Comes to show how many games they've won. Second on the ladder, we got Carlton. They've had their losing streak broken by GWS. Third on the ladder, we got Fremantle. They've won 3 games in a row, and they can make that push for second. Fourth, we got Essendon. Well, let's see if they can do anything except for winning 2 out of the last 5 games. Fifth, we got Geelong. They've won 2 in a row. They need to get some more wins on the board if they want to push for top 2. Sixth on the ladder, we got Port Adelaide. They've moved up the ladder with their win over the Bulldogs. Seventh, we got Brisbane. They're back to last year's form. I wouldn't be surprised to see them. I expect to see them in the top 4 very soon. 8th on the ladder, we got GWS. They needed that win to get back in the 8. 9th, we got Collingwood. Well, they're out of the 8 again. 10th on the ladder, we got Melbourne. They're moving back up. 11th, we got the Western Bulldogs. They have been inconsistent this year. 12th on the ladder, we got the Gold Coast Suns. Well, they've been poor anywhere that is not the Gold Coast. They can't even beat the worst team. 13th, we got Hawthorn. Back to reality after that good winning streak. 14th, we got St Kilda. It's a good win, but nothing doing. 15th, we got the Adelaide Crows. Well, they're back down to bottom 4. 16th, we got West Coast. Well, in this next segment, we're going to say goodbye to Adam Simpson. 17th, we got North Melbourne. They moved up out of the bottom of the ladder at not much to report. 18th, we got Richmond. Nothing to report. Well, they're bottom of the ladder for the first time in 14 years. And now we say farewell to West Coast coach Adam Simpson. He's coached them for 230 games with a win percentage of 50.22, 12 finals games, 6 finals appearances, 2 grand finals, and a premiership.
And it's very, in the last couple of years, it's been a bit of a disappointing way for the players to perform like that. But it's been one of the best coaches in West Coast recent history. And with farewell for this week coming up for your last game to coach against the Lions.
Should be a good game for West Coast fans to say goodbye to their coach. And now we move on to the predictions. Round 18, we got Collingwood and Geelong at the MCG. For my prediction, I picked Collingwood by 18 points. What's your prediction, Josh?
My prediction would be Collingwood by 10 points. I think Collingwood will be the better side. I think they've got better players on the field.
For best on grounds to talk about, let's talk about the Collingwood ones first. We got Jack Crisp, Jordan De Goey, and Nick Dacos.
Yeah, mine's probably the same with Jack Chris, Jordan De Goey, and Nick Dacos.
For Geelong, I'm going to go with Jeremy Cameron, Brad Close, and maybe Shannon Neal.
I think my best players would probably need the same, be Jeremy Cameron, Brad Close, and Tyson Stengel.
That's a good pick.
It is.
Now we move on to Hawthorn versus Fremantle at Utah Stadium in Launceston. For the prediction, I'm going with the Hawks by, as the Taylor Swift said, I'm feeling 22 points. What about your prediction, Josh?
My prediction would be different. I'm going for Fremantle for upset by 10 points. Because I've got a better side, the better players, and possibly a better coaching system.
Got it. The best players for Hawthorn, I'm going to go with John Newcombe, Will Day, and Dylan Moore.
That'll be the same one for me as well.
Fremantle, I'm going with Andrew Brayshaw, Caleb Sarong, and Luke Ryan.
I was going for a kind of different one. I'm going for Hayden Young, Andrew Brayshaw, and possibly Caleb Sarong.
They're really good picks.
Yeah, they are.
And now we move on to Sydney versus North Melbourne at the SCG. First versus 17th on the ladder. For the prediction, I'm going with the Swans by 18 points, although North Melbourne have been showing signs of being a strong team.
And my prediction will be 30 points because I'm trying to be a strong side after losing back-to-back games.
Best players for the Swans, I'm going to have to go with the whole squad plus Callum Mills on his comeback game. North Melbourne, no one.
Same as well.
That's all we agree on. Move on to the Western Bulldogs and Carlton at Marvel Stadium. It's an important game for both sides. Bulldogs need to win to stay in touch of the 8. Carlton need to win their game to stay second.
Yeah, exactly. Like it'll be a tough game. We'll see what happens during the end of the game.
For the prediction for this one, I'm going to go with the Blues by 8 points.
And my prediction will be the Dogs by, let's say, 10 points.
Now we go to the best players. Well, you can say the best players of the Bulldogs this week.
Yeah. I'll go for Bontempelli, Ed Richards, and Jamal Ugahagen.
For Carlton, I'm going to go with the Tall Towers, Paddy Cripps, and Sam Walsh. And now we move on to Adelaide versus St Kilda at Adelaide Oval. It's not much of an important game for both teams. Crows need to win to go 14th. St Kilda need to win to stay 14th.
Yeah, it will be an interesting game to Saturday night. It will be very interesting, be close.
And now we do your prediction first.
My prediction will be around 15 points the Crows will win by.
That's also a song from the second album, Fearless of Taylor Swift. I'm going with a Red Song, 22 points. Best players for your best players first, Josh.
Our best players will be Tex Walker, Darcy Fogarty, and Jake Saligo.
They're good picks, except mine are a bit different. I'm going with Jordan Dawson, Tex Walker, and if he returns, Riley Thilthorpe. And now we got Melbourne versus Essendon at the MCG. It's an important game for Essendon to stay top 4. Also an important game for Melbourne to keep their top 8 push going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting about Max Gorman because he's injured with an ankle injury, so it's very, very interesting.
It looks like Melbourne, they could have to put in either Tom Fullerton or debutant Will Verrill in the ruck. As for the game itself for the pick, I'm going with Essendon by 34 points.
And my prediction will be Essendon by 20 points.
That's another good pick. Best players for Melbourne, I'm going with Trent Rivers, Caleb Wenzer, and Jacob Van Rooyen.
Mine's gonna be the same, but another player be Kyle Winslow, Trent Rivers, and Clay Over.
That's the good pick. For Essendon's players, I'm going with John Caldwell, Zach Merritt, and Sam Draper.
And mine will be Jake Stringer, Zach Merritt, and Sam Draper.
They're all good picks. Now we move on to Gold Coast versus Port Adelaide at People First Stadium to kickstart Sunday football.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. We see if Gold Coast can win another home game in a row against Port.
They haven't beaten Port Adelaide since 2011.
That's true.
For the prediction itself, I'm going with, the drought to come to an end. Gold Coast by 29 points.
And mine will be the same with 15 points.
Best players for Gold Coast, I'm going with the 2019 draft class trio, Benjamin King and Jake Rogers.
And mine's going to be Matt Wow, Noah Henderson, and Gerald Witch.
They're good picks. Richmond versus GWS at the MCG. This is an important game for the Giants. They need to win this game to stay 8th. And it's the rematch of the grand final from 5 years ago.
Yeah, it will be a good win for GWS to stay in the top 8 and get some confidence in the next coming games.
For the game itself, I'm going with GWS by the same margin as the grand final Richmond won by 5 years ago, 89 points.
And mine will be different. It'll be 40 points for the Giants to win.
That's a 49-point difference.
It is.
Best players for GWS, I'm going with whole squad, Richmond, Toby Nankervis.
Yeah, me too. That'll be the same one as me as well.
Good pick. West Coast versus Brisbane at Optus Stadium. Well, West Coast fans, if you're watching this game, get into the game to say goodbye to your coach Adam Simpson as he's leaving.
Yeah, he was a great coach for them in history, winning the premiership and trading against the Pies. Now he's leaving them.
As for the prediction, I'm going with Brisbane by 1 point this week.
I'm going on 5 points for West Coast.
West Coast it'll be a good way to show signs for Adam Simpson. Up to your best players.
My best players will be Oscar Allen, Harry Reid, and Bailey Williams.
Well, they're very good picks. For mine, I'm going with Lachie Neale, Josh Dunkley, and Hubert Cluggage for the Brisbane Lions. And that will just about wrap up episode 18 of Lachie Does Footy. I hope you enjoy it, and we'd like to thank Josh for coming in as a special guest. We'll see you guys episode 19.
We'll see you guys. Bye.